Alright, preservatives are food additives that prevent or slow down food spoilage. They help keep food safe and fresh for a longer time. Preservatives work mainly by inhibit microbial growth, such as bacteria, yeast, and mold. They also delay oxidation, which help prevent change in color, taste, and smell, especially in food containing fats. The purpose of preservative is to extend shelf life, maintain taste, texture, color, and prevent microbial contamination that can cause food poisoning. There are two main types of preservative. One, natural preservative, which come from natural source like salt, sugar, and vinegar, and synthetic or chemical preservative, which are man-made and commonly used in processed foods. Overall, preservative play an important role in food safety and quality.
Next, I will explain how preservative work in food. Food spoil when we keep it for too long. This is happen because bacteria, yeast, mold start to grow on food. Oxygen can also react with the food, especially oil, and can cause a bad smell. Besides that, natural enzymes inside the food keep working and causes changes in color, texture, and taste. So, preservative helps to stop all these spoilage process. They act like food bodyguard. They slow down or prevent the growth of microorganisms. They also block the oxidation so the food doesn't turn into rennet, and they also reduce the enzyme activity that causes the spoilages. Because of this, preservatives help food stay fresh, safe, and good to eat for a longer time during storage. This is why preservatives are important in food industry. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 168, emphasizes that halal and tayyib food which are related to fermentations because controlled fermentation enhance food safety and nutrition while remaining non-intoxicating and lawful.
Preservative can be classified into several groups. Antimicrobial preservative stop bacteria, yeast, and molds from growing, such as benzoate and sorbic acids. BHA and BHT, which is antioxidants, prevent oxidation, which keep fat and oil from turning rancid. Chelating agents like EDTA acids bind metal ions that speed up spoilage. Pemactin reduce water activity, making it harder to make crops to grow. Cured meat and jam is the example of pemactins. We also have natural preservatives like vinegar and lemon, and synthetic preservatives such as sulfites and propionics.
There are many types of preservative, and one of them is natural preservative. Natural preservatives are mostly from our surroundings. For example, salt, sugar, vinegar, citric acid, herbs, spices, and essential oils. These natural preservatives reduce the water activity and lower pH level to prevent the bacteria from growing in the food substances. So, what are the advantages of using natural food preservative, you may ask? First of all, people nowadays tend to choose something natural over something excessively processed. Using natural preservative would make the food have a cleaner label and more consumer friendly. Other than that, natural preservatives are safer at culinary or food levels, which means most people are familiar with those preservative ingredients and they are known for being safe to use without exceeding limits. Furthermore, natural preservatives have multiple functional benefits, as they can also be used to improve color, taste, and also the texture. Last but not least, using natural food preservative has its own limitations. It has a shorter or less predictable shelf life, since it may only slow down the spoilage process rather than fully prevent it. As said, natural food preservatives can improve the flavor, but they have their sensory impacts, as they can alter the flavor, texture from what has been desired by the consumers. Worse, consumers are exposed to health threats when used in high amounts, such as high salt can lead to hypertension and high blood pressure, and too much sugar can lead to diabetes.
Synthetic preservatives. Synthetic preservatives are made with chemicals added to food. Their purpose is to prevent food from spoiling, extend shelf life, maintain the food's quality. Why are they used? Synthetic preservatives are chosen because they are more powerful and consistent than many natural preservatives. Effective even in small amounts, stable under heat, storage, and different food processing conditions. There are several common examples and their functions include sodium nitrate or sodium nitrate, found in processed meat, help prevent dangerous bacteria, keep the meat in color. Second, sulfates, used in dry fruits and wine, prevent browning and slow microbial growth. Third, benzolates, added to soft drink and acidic food, stop yeast and mold from growing. Fourth, propionate, common in Greek, prevent mold growth. The last, negative perception. Some people are concerned about synthetic preservatives because they are sometimes seen as harmful chemicals. There are worries about artificial ingredients in food. A small number of people may have sensitivity, such as reaction to sulfates.
Today, I'm going to explain the advantages of preservatives in food and why they are actually quite important in our daily life. So first, preservatives help reduce food waste. They slow down the process of spoilage, which means food can last much longer. Instead of going bad quickly, the food stays fresh and safe to eat, and this prevents unnecessary wastage. Next, preservatives play a role in preventing food poisoning. They stop harmful bacteria, yeast, and mold from going on food. This makes store and packaged food a lot safer for consumers, especially when the food needs to be kept for a longer time. Another advantage is that preservatives help maintain the quality of the food. They keep the original taste, texture, and even the color. So even after being stored for a while, the food still look appealing and tastes like how it's supposed to. From the industry perspective, preservatives are actually cost-effective. When product lasts longer, companies don't need to throw away spoiled items. It reduces storage costs and cut down the need for constant production. So overall, it saves money for manufacturers. Lastly, preservatives help ensure food availability worldwide. Because the food can stay fresh longer, it's easier to transport it over long distance. This makes it possible for food to be distributed to different countries and regions without spoiling on the way.
Case study first, preservative in fruit juice. The problem is fresh fruit juice spoils quickly because yeast and bacteria grow easily. Without preservative, it can spoil in 2 until 3 days and juice become cloudy and sour. In which preservative, which is we added sodium benzoate, it can last 2 until 3 weeks. Taste and smell safety normal and microbial growth is controlled. But it shows if preservative keep juice safe, fresh and stable for a longer time. And then case study 2, we have preservative in chicken nuggets. The problem is frozen nugget can still turn rancid because the coating oil contains oil. Without preservative, it can sour smell after a few weeks and the taste quality drops. With preservative that added, which is BHA and BHD, it can maintain the good taste and still fresh. So preservative prevent fat oxidation and maintain quality during storage.